I got there in the end. Hello, welcome to Wednesday Night Impacted episode 264. Coming at you live via Total Non-Stop Impact Network, via YouTube, Twitch, and if you're listening on the go, Spotify, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever it's your favorite shows. Filling in for the BISON again, I am the JoeKer, and at the moment it seems to just be me here tonight, so we'll be pretty short and sweet So anyhow, where do we begin? News. Let's move this over a bit closer so I can see it clearer. Just bear with me. I've got like 3 screens open at once, so everything's a bit all over the place on the monitor. Yeah, there we go. No, man, he's got another meeting in London. That's where the BISON is. He'll be back next week. Anyhow, yeah. So the obviously the biggest major talking point of the entire week, possibly the entire year now, is AJ Styles has been inducted into WWE's Hall of Fame after handing in his gloves on Monday night and then being told by the Undertaker he'd be inducted. He was also joined by the likes of Frankie Kazarian, Abyss, the Good Brothers, Jeremy Borash, Rockstar Spud in the ring, along with the rest of the WWE roster. And I watched his speech as well. He gave to the entire roster as well. You know, about everything. That was really heartwarming. I couldn't be more pleased for him. So congratulations to AJ. The only thing I wish is I wish I would watch TNA a lot earlier, because the first memories I've got of AJ Styles are when he went into WWE and did the Royal Rumble, and the really, really short-lived rivalry he had with Chris Jericho, which I thought would have been a great long-term invested rivalry. So I don't have a huge amount of memories of the stuff he's done in TNA from what I've seen. But one of the matches I did enjoy was one of the first matches he had against Jeff Hardy when Jeff, I think it was shortly after Jeff Hardy arrived. That was a pretty good one. And of course, everyone knows the Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, and AJ Styles triple threat. That's just a banger too. But let me know in the chats sound off your favorite moments from AJ Styles' career, past now. So from TNA, Ring of Honor, wherever he's been all over the place. So just send off in the chat. Let us know. TNA has released the full card for the upcoming live AMC show on March the 5th at the Gateway Center in Atlanta, Georgia. The matches include Mr. Elegance's in-ring premiere, the Hardys from The Righteous versus the System, Alana Black and Mara Shade. Alana Black versus Mara Shade. They're just together, that would be great. Nick Nemeth versus Leon Slater for the X Division title. And Moose will be facing Cedric Alexander in a street fight. So we're looking at a pretty impressive card for their next live show. And with the momentum they've been building over the past few weeks, I'm looking forward to seeing how this live show delivers, because the production value's gone through the roof, as all the viewers have noticed and everything. So, and the last couple of weeks especially have just been another level. It's just been, I know it's something I say about TNA almost every week, is another level. It's been a completely different thing, but it's just getting insanely hard to comprehend how much better things have been compared to 6 years ago. It's just insane, and even compared to the tail end of 2014, everything's just gotten so much better on AMC so quickly. Everything's just like gelled together perfectly, which is so good. So look here. You got to. No, wrong comment. It's all up here, and oh, sorry. chat's not synced up properly. I'm seeing so I don't know what the hell's up with this. This whole site's been a bit of a pain in the ass today. So I'll just stick to the script and push through it, guys. So not sure what everybody else is doing. So Adam Brooks makes another appearance for TNA Wrestling, this time facing the hometown man on Explosion. In a pretty entertaining match between the two, but he, of course, did eventually come up short to the hometown man and the TNA talent. But he's someone it's great to see him back back in TNA, and hopefully he makes a few more appearances while he's staying in America. Although this Explosion was also from Albuquerque as well, so it wasn't at the current set of tapings. Or so this might be the last appearance we see from him for the time being. But I hope we do see him again in the future, because I was really impressed with everything he's done. Win or lose, and he's just someone that's one to watch. And again, like I said earlier, with most of the major talking points, most of the major news will be discussed throughout the rest of the review, because all of it's really about upcoming stuff for this week and so on. Anything else you want to just give a shout about AJ Styles or anything, or just talk about any other news and stuff that's come up for TNA? Just feel free to drop it in the chat, because there isn't much else to cover. I've looked all over the socials all weekend and throughout the last 2 or 3 hours today before going live, and there's been nothing about AJ Styles, nothing about any more TNA events or anything coming up. So I think we're gonna a pretty short, sweet show today. Yeah, why isn't the hometown man being used on AMC? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe because he was a must. And so if everyone knows it's kids codeine, then there's going to be a riot or something. But I think the hometown man will make it another proper appearance on the AMC soon on the Impact shows, I'm sure. But we did see him on the pay per view. I think we saw him on one of the pay per views. So he's been around. He's not been forgotten. Much as Eddie Edwards would love it to be the end of him. Still, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So we kick off TNA Impact with Indy Hartwell versus Heather by Elegance. Excuse me. This was a really entertaining match between the two of them. Really, and a somewhat. We actually got a somewhat impressive performance from Indy Hartwell. We got to see. She managed to hold her own against the Elegance brand, which is good to see. We got to see some pretty decent offense. We got to see how, and despite all of the Elegance brand getting involved with all the shenanigans and everything, Heather Elegance wasn't thrown off or outshadowed either. And it's coming to the rescue by the looks of things from Bar Local Nightclub is LimpStar.
Hello, mate. Sorry I'm late.
That's okay, I've just been bricking it, that's all.
Mate, you don't need to brick it. You know full well that you absolutely the show just sails nicely with your own little Joker twist. I love it.
It's not like a car crash, I can assure you.
No, come on. There's no complaints. There's no there's no absolute kind of trolling or anything like that going on. So you're doing just, mate.
Okay,
We love you. Don't change.
All right. Well, there wasn't much news to talk about apart from the live event card. The rest of it's all AJ Styles. So I've just gone over the first match. If you've got the script there, about Indy Hartwell and Heather by Elegance. What were your thoughts on it all?
Well, an Indy Hartwell and that. I thought don't get me wrong.
On the match itself.
I mean, I thought it was a bit of a tricky win. But
yeah.
I don't know, this whole Indy Hartwell thing, I'm just like, she came in with a lot of hype.
Yeah.
And doing the thumbs and the
Yeah.
it was kind of like a good image, and
yeah.
I just feel like she's just kind of she's wrestling, and her character now is like she's been around for years, sort of thing. Like, it's kind of like she's too relaxed. Do you know what I mean? I'm not seeing any hype or anything like that. So, getting the win and stuff like that, I'm just a bit like, it doesn't suit me, to be fair. I think like Elegance brand and stuff like that would definitely be the more dominant out of the knockouts and stuff like that. But yeah, Indy Hartwell, mate, I'm not buying it at the moment. She needs to step up her game a bit, I think.
I thought the setup to the finish was really good. Catching Heather Elegance and then hitting her with that finisher. That was pretty good. And of course, throughout the match, we had Ash By Elegance calling out Mickie James too, and that was
the highlight.
brilliant. That was excellent. And of course, her request will soon be answered, as we'll find out later on. The matches have been made official the face-to-face has been made official, but on the website it's being advertised as a match too. Anyhow, we jump on towards things between Steve Maclin before the show came on air. We were taken to events that transpired earlier in the day, where Steve Maclin was stopped from entering the building, and Tom Hannafin was trying to find out what his intentions are, what's going on, why is he doing what he's doing. Maclin asks for a chance to explain his actions, and while he can't get it done now, he'll willing to wait until next week. He's waiting for Tom Hannafin's call, and of course, we got later on found out in the night that we'll be finding out what Maclin has to say this week. So I'm looking forward to that. It was a nice, short, sharp, solid statement from Maclin. Really, he just wanted his way right out of there. This was just to the point and not taking up airtime or anything. So it was just a great progression for the show.
I kind of hope they don't blur out what he says or anything.
Yeah. No, well, we want full uncensored.
Yeah, we just want we want it more. Do you know what I mean? Just the whole Maclin being fired and stuff like that. We can kind of say that he's stuck around. So maybe the whole feast or firing was all a plot, and we've all been fooled. You know, but I'm liking this because as we've with the way that Maclin is, he can play a really good heel.
Yeah,
and I'm kind of liking this kind of like badass kind of heel turn, and I'm kind of feeling like
it's old school Steve Maclin.
Yeah, and like with obviously like me, you and Jason have comment on it before, saying about how he might be something to do with a cleanse and stuff like that. I can see him like kicking Eric Young's ass and being like, fuck your cleanse. But who knows? Like a boy can dream.
Yeah, that's just.
I'm agreeing with the comments though, like Barry Monkey, Gibster, and everyone's kind of saying like, Indy Hartwell's just not really got over, or Paul Matheson, what's Barry saying there? I'll be honest, most of the WWE rejects who've come in haven't impressed me much. I would probably disagree with you a little bit there and say like, look, WWE reject, it's just they haven't had their contract renewed. I won't necessarily reject because some of them they've been asked to sign back and have stayed with TNA. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, something I always mention is when you're in WWE, you do as WWE says. When you're in TNA, you have your own creative control and stuff like that, which is why I question people like what's his name? My mind's gone blank. The ones who have kind of paired up with the Hardys. What are they called?
The Righteous.
Yes, the Righteous. They've obviously got a lot.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of creative control over what they do. Is it working? I don't know. I do kind of like this whole thing that they're doing with the Hardys, and I hope it gets a bit better because it's not quite there yet. But at the same time, I'm kind of like the whole WWE reject and creative control. I think you've always got to take with a pinch of salt. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But look at Nick Nemeth. Some people kind of cringe when they hear Dolph Ziggler now.
Yeah.
So just saying.
Absolutely. We then go on to Santana and Mike Santana is in the ring calling out Steve Maclin, issuing warnings to any other would-be challengers who are coming for the TNA title. He then turns his attention back to No Surrender, asking his tag team partner on the night, Leon Slater, to come down to the ring. Slater joins him Santana first of all welcomes the X Division champion back to TNA, and then talks about his unintentional disappearance during the match, apologizing and praising the youngest in charge for picking up the slack and picking up the win for his team and sticking to his word by not going to invoke option C. While Slater starts talking, the members walk out, tensions start rising, and a fight breaks out. It's my big brother is talking. Dario puts a halt to everything.
Brother.
Kicks everyone out the ring, and then with the notice that she might bring the challenge that laid out by Leon Slater ahead on this week's Impact, we then head backstage. Again, a really good moment between Santana and Leon Slater. I thought this was good. It was all like showing that there's no bitterness between both of them. They're still on the same page. And then we've got the nurse, of course, going and stirring the pot. And Daria Ray once again showing her her character is just, don't fuck with me.
Yeah, I did kind of like how she came out and was just like, right.
Yeah.
But did anyone else notice how, like, you know, later being from the UK is all of a sudden got some lovely, nice white teeth?
Yeah.
No, honestly, it kind of made me like talking the other week saying like, oh, you know, he hasn't got clearance, can't get the visa and stuff like that. I'm like, so what did he do all that time off? Did he pop to Turkey? Did he get his teeth done?
Yeah.
You know, because like that is a fine set of gnashes he's got on him now. You know, because I thought, oh, he's had his hair. I thought, no, it's not the hair, it's the teeth.
Yeah.
I'm not slating him. You know, end of the day, like, you know, we're British, so we've all got bad teeth. But you know, he's now got the best. So tell me you've been on WWE without telling me. Do you know what I mean? He's got that Cody Rhodes grin now. Do you know what I mean?
We then where are we? God, I keep getting bloody lost where we are. We go backstage to have the system give Moose the final warning to back off or pay the price. Some solid promo work in here from Bear Bronson and Cedric Alexander. I think if it was short and sweet, they just had said their piece but rubbed it in brilliantly. Where Cedric Alexander completely destroying Moose and Bear Bronson just making himself be the beast of the system. The system is set on taking on all the gold in TNA, the World Championship, the X Division Championship, and the Tag Team titles. This angle for the faction possibly coming around, and hopefully will be an ongoing angle. You know, adding all the gold to the system. That would be something I'm really interested in. Seeing as Eddie Edwards is world champion, Myers and Bronson as the tag team champions, and of course Alexander is the X Division champion, it would give the system a hell of a lot of carry weight. It would also give the whole direction of the company a huge momentum swing too. I
mean, yes, but do you know the one thing that I always forget? The one thing that I always remember Mike Bailey for is for when they were in the hall or something like that. I think they put some for a table or something like that. He said it's like the Timu NWO or like you know the Wish NWO. Like if they get all the gold, then they're going to be like NWO Hogan. They're going to be like NWO Hall and Nash. You know, they're going to be NWO Sting, stuff like that, getting like all the titles. I do kind of find it a bit cheesy, but then at the same time, you're right in the sense that it will elevate the company. It'll be a really good angle, but
it's not happening on TNA for a while.
I don't think they're badass enough yet. I think they need a bit more. They need to like, you know, really up their level, and you know, I fully believe that they will, because like I don't know a lot about Cedric Alexander, if I'm honest. But I know a lot more about Bear Bronson. I know full well that Bear Bronson can go. Like I'm kind of touting that Bear Bronson will be in like the next Barbed Wire Massacre. You know, I can see something like that happening. You know? But I think the system we like them in TNA. They need to get a bit more badass. Do you know what I mean? Just up the level and really messing with people.
Yeah. I totally agree. God, I keep clicking on the wrong stuff. Too many bloody things open.
Too many tabs.
Yes, too many tabs and too many folders open. So I'm jumping through everything in like order to get everything.
Being interrogated by the dog again.
We saying that we're just about to start talking about the next match. So that sounds wrong. Just saying, now we're going to the next match. You think, here we go. Trey Miguel and Stacks. This is an absolute.
What a cute match.
Yeah, this is an absolute beast of a match. You know, we got to see Trey Miguel. Like we were talking about Mike Bailey earlier, we got to see Trey Miguel back in that sort of zone where he's focused on himself, just himself. Nothing else needs to be his priority, and he's pulling up some absolutely insane, innovative offense, like we saw against the likes of Mike Bailey and Ace Austin. I was loving the pace that both of these guys are putting me through throughout this match, and even with all the distractions and that, both of them worked off of that brilliantly. You know, Ariana Grace trying to distract the referee. It didn't pay off in the end because Trey Miguel did defeat Stacks, but Ariana Grace relishing the attention that she's taking away from No Surrender, showing the classic heel tactics of daddy's girl manipulation still carry weight in the modern era of pro wrestling. That was brilliant too. And as expected, the match was just fantastic.
It was a top match as well. Don't get me wrong, I think like Stacks is a bit of an ass, but at the same time, that's his character. So like he's doing the right thing. And then just at the same time, like the match was decent, but like I saw like there's a lot of TNA chat online that I just kind of skim over. I don't get involved in a lot of it, but like I skim over some of it, and there were some people saying like it's quite clear that Stacks and Ariana aren't going to get called up to the main roster in WWE. So there's probably a slim chance that they'll just transfer over to TNA. And I thought, well, that isn't really a loss.
Yeah,
you know, I think
that's not a bad thing.
We've not seen the full depth of Stack's character yet, but like I always bring it up. I've probably brought it up every week. The fact is when he had that international championship, he went on NXT. Oh, are you chasing your tail already? just every time. Like, what are you doing? It just out of nowhere, literally RKO's himself. He couldn't stop on his own. He's got dizzy. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted. So where were we? Stacks. Talking of chasing tail, Stacks and Ariana. I don't think we've seen the depth of it. I bring it up every week. He had that title. He went on to NXT and he showed it some pride. You know, he talked about it. He had it on his shoulder. He challenged people with it, or like, you know, said like, you know, I'm a champion, I'm international, you're not, and stuff like that. Gave it some weight, if you will. And then, like, you know, people saying like, oh yeah, they're not going to make it. Well, I think they've already made it. Like, you know, I know that there's the levels and stuff like that, you know, because people talk about like, you know, what are TNA getting out of this WWE deal? Because all of these WWE wrestlers seem to be winning their titles, and the TNA ones aren't winning the other titles. I'm like, yeah, but think about the deal. Like, you know, I know, look, I've got TNA on my hat. I'm a TNA fan, so I will say this. But you've got basically like Barcelona and Barnet Town. Do you know what I mean? They've both got their own history. They both do their own thing, but there's just different levels. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like you've got to respect the fact that you are in the bigger clubs, like pitch, if you know what I mean. So it's just like seeing the way that they kind of like elevate the TNA wrestlers. It's a platform that they can go onto, and they are giving us mentions. Look at Raw. You know, look at like with AJ Styles. Abyss came back out of a boiler room. What the fuck?
That was brilliant.
I was like, how fake is his hair? But I'm like, you know, Abyss came back and people were like, that's not Kane. And then like, Kaz was there. Like, I thought there was an angle with Kaz because when AJ was saying his byes and like giving people hugs, he just kind of turned away from Kaz and started hugging other people.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. Jason was saying that there's going to be a run of AJ and Whitelock, and, you know, maybe the king of TNA is going to be like, you didn't hug me and stuff like that. But you watch the extended highlights and they did actually. So, but obviously with, I know you've been over it, but like with AJ, with Undertaker coming out,
Yeah.
you know, and saying you're in the Hall of Fame, we've got unfinished business. Is that going to be like a WrestleMania match or something like that? Or, you know, I think it does kind of cancel out the AJ run in TNA, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'd love to see him in TNA, but back on topic, yeah, Stacks is all right.
Yeah. You know, if Ariana Grace and Stacks aren't going to be bumped up to the main roster and get released into TNA, that's a win for us, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't see it being a bad thing. Like I didn't know that Ariana had like these different sides to her. I
Yeah.
always thought she was this like ditzy kind of, you know, daddy's little princess sort of thing. So
Yeah.
seeing that like angry side, not like I think that's
Yeah.
what we missed with Brooke Hogan. You
Yeah.
know, back in the day, like she didn't have enough character. There was no depth to her, but you know, Ariana's got it. Stacks, I'm pretty sure, like he can go. Do you know what I mean? He
Yeah.
he can really wrestle and he can sell moves and stuff like that. So it's weird to call myself a fan of Stacks because I don't like him.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I'm like,
Yeah, it does. It
so
does.
yeah.
Anyhow, we go backstage for the Bioflex injury updates before Eric Young is then seen threatening a cameraman and forcing him to film his message to Leon Slater, remarking on how the champion's attention has appeared to be more focused on everything else but representing TNA or the X division. And as the current number one contender, Eric Young then says he's now ready to start the cleanse's second phase by saving the X Division and saving the X Division title. What a promo by Eric Young! This is just old school Eric Young, world class maniac moment. Something that I was hoping we'd be seeing for ages. I thought it was brilliant.
We're just giggling at the chat. So if you're listening, oh yeah, I do actually have to just do something there. I want to say thank you to anyone who's made it this far through the show who listens to it, because obviously we're doing some numbers on SoundCloud. We're on Spotify as well, and I want to give a personal shout out as well to Mark Andrews. Not that one, but my old workmate and pal Mark Andrews, because it's usually like the day after or a couple of days after the show. He'll come back at me with some of the topics that we've spoke about and stuff like that. So we've kind of got like TNI live crew, and then we've got TNI listening crew, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah,
it's kind of cool that we're doing bits even when we're not live. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, it's good. It's good to know, and it's just fantastic. Thanks, guys. Can't thank you enough. But again, we wouldn't be here without you guys. So thank you. It's all I can add to that without repeating or talking a load of crap as usual. The Eric Young promo of what that was brilliant. You know, we got to see that the cleanse is finally going somewhere. And we know he's number one contender. Now he's actually got his full intention of what he's planning to do with the X division should he be champion, and he's planning to completely cleanse that. And so it's almost like a rebirth of Violent by Design, but it's now just Eric Young. You know, I saw him promoting some Violent by Design merchandise as well. So that had me wondering is something like that coming back. But when I saw the promo, that just did it all. Because see, this is like Eric Young just bringing that character back out.
I don't know, like, you know, how much longer have we got of the hometown man? Do you know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah,
know, allegedly it's Cody Dean. Like I think it's Mark Henry, but you
yeah.
know, it's just like I've never seen them both in the same place at the same time. Do
No,
you know what I mean? So it's just kind of,
it could be Paul White. He's looking incredible now.
yeah, it could be Paul Heyman. I don't know.
Yeah,
You know, no, it's the fact that, like, you know, Eric Young has, again, he's got that depth. Like I've watched TNA
yeah,
for years. You know, I've seen him when he used to be scared of the pyro when he used to walk out and stuff. We've seen him. He was a knockouts tag team champion, I think.
yeah. He's the
Yeah,
knocked up tag team champion.
yeah. So, you know, to see him finally get some like real good depth again, because I won't lie, that was one of the TNA talents I was kind of like, ooh, you know, when Scott
Yeah,
when Scott fake bank balanced them more, done what he done, and went off and done Maple Leaf, whatever it is. You know, I shouldn't sound disrespectful. He done his time and stuff like that, but no, you don't do what you done. I kind of thought when that happened, is Eric Young on his way because he's one of the older talents and stuff like that. Is he going to stick around? I know he's a TNA original, but is he going to stick around? And I'm
Yeah.
just so glad he did. I'm so glad he's still there. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, he comes on screen and I think it's Fred Durst, but you know, who am I to criticize? Do you know what I mean? Honestly, if he comes out with a red Yankees hat on backwards, I'm gonna lose my shit.
So we think about Brian Monks with the claims. With the claims, we might have 3 heel factions. And it would be a bit difficult fitting them all in. If this was to become a full-fledged faction, we would need some more babyface factions. But we also need some more talent on the roster in itself. So
Nah, get the heel factions in there.
yeah,
And we have last man standing, all the factions in a cage at once, and the winner is the one from the faction, the last one standing. Everyone's just got to be just bloodied up and
yeah,
brutalized. You know what I mean? And then we're like, right, you guys can stay as heels. But I don't know. Like, look at the Nemeths. Are they
yeah,
going to turn face? Because like Ryan's like really flogging the dumbass brother kind of thing.
yeah,
And Nick seems to be, well, I say Nick's kind of rested, but like you see that he's doing bits in different companies. He's done stuff in Juggalo Championship Wrestling and
yeah,
stuff like that. So it's just kind of like I get it. I do understand what Barry says, but it depends. Like, look how quick a tag team or a faction can change. You know, like look at what's happened with the Hardys. You know,
yeah,
they were like, oh my god, these guys are obsessed with us. To all of a sudden, like, oh, you know, let's team up, and that's like 2 weeks. You know, well, funnily enough, that's like in 2 days of filming. But
yeah.
still, it's
Well, B.D.E and Rich Swan, another one.
yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? So like, and B.D.E, that's another one who I'm kind of like, I'm putting a marker on to watch because
Yeah,
I didn't realize how good he is, and I didn't realize how short a time he's been in wrestling.
yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And we then go on to Tessa Blanchard versus Jodie Threat. This was another really good match. Really solid performance from both. But it ended abruptly as Jodie Threat wins by disqualification. Tessa Blanchard wasn't going to let her have the upper hand and beat it or control her. I won't say beat it down because Tessa was dealing out way more punishment than Jodie Threat, but it was
Oh
sort of.
yes.
But you know, Tessa was the slightest bit, chink in the armor, and then Victoria Crawford and Mila Moore come in. After a 3-on-1 beatdown starts, Harley Hudson and Minor Grace then come to the ring to assist Jodie Threat. This is building up to be an interesting rivalry whole story and arc now too. This isn't the first time Hudson and Grace have been involved with Tessa and that, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. We're definitely going to be getting a 6 knockout tag team match.
Yeah, I
And
mean, what is going on with Hudson and that? Because they just kind of like pop in now and then. I'm just like, come on, like you know, do we fit them into a storyline? Do we kind of like, you know, what do they do? Does Hudson turn on the other girl or like what? I'm not seeing much depth with them. Like we said about Indy Hartwell earlier, like they're all going in the same box. I'm like, whoever's dealing with the knockouts at the minute, like give us something. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's like I'm not slating the talents as such. I'm slating the storyline and the casting, if you will.
yeah. They've only really just managed to get them back over to America, so it's going to be it's finding the right moment now to set them onto a storyline like they have
Maybe they got their teeth done too.
yeah, like they had with Jada Stone. You know, it took a while
Right.
to
Yeah.
get her into a proper arc, and then we got her and Tasha Steelz building up this rivalry.
But then, see, why don't we get like Jada Stone to join Hudson and stuff like that? I reckon that'd be like a good like three-way faction sort of thing, a bit like Tessa's got and stuff.
That's where I thought it was going. I thought we would get Jada Stone, Maya Grace, and Harley Hudson, but going up against Tessa and that. But if Jodie Threat's in there for even just to back them up for a little while, that's going to be interesting because we've still got Danny Luna looming in the background too. So,
mate, honestly, I'm really hoping. I say it every time. I'll say it again. Doomsday Danny Luna. I just
yeah,
want her to like. Can't we just have like a little feud of her and Rosemary and take her to the realm for a bit and let her come out just like a absolute beast, like a monster sort of thing? Do you know what I mean? She's just
yeah,
incredible, but like, yeah, I'm kind of. I did kind of feel like Danny was going to be the next one to win the Knockouts Championship. off of Lei Ying Lee.
Yeah.
But obviously that didn't happen. And then like now I'm kind of thinking Danny Luna could be the TNA talent that takes out the NXT talent, if you will, and takes out Ariana. But
if Rosemary could do something with Harley Hudson and Maya Grace, that would be interesting too.
Oh,
but
God.
I want to see Rosemary go full blown heel again. So So I don't see that happening. But if Rosemary could somehow twist them into the Hive, and that would be interesting too. But Rosemary was saying on Twitter the other day that something needs to change, and she was asking everyone what needs to change, and everyone was saying we need a heel turn, we need a full blown evil demon back again.
Yeah.
and then the next day on the Facebook feed, I got the match of Su Yung, Rosemary, Havoc, and Ty Valkyrie at Summerversary in 2020, where that was an absolute beast of a match. So we got to see.
Hell yeah!
So I got to see the flip side of Rosemary then too, the good and the bad.
Do you like I ask you, it's a double-edged question. Do you think that Rosemary gets TNA Hall of Fame?
Oh God, I really do hope so. I don't see it anytime soon, but I hope down the line she does. Yes.
She's done a decade with us and stuff like that. And I'm just like, when you look at what she's done and how far she's come and stuff like that, I'm just like, surely she gets that credential. I fully believe she deserves it.
Yeah.
I would probably disagree and say I think she would, like, if they said she's getting the fame thing this year, then I'd be fully for it. But then I suppose that's kind of tongue in cheek when last year we only just gave it to Beautiful People and Mickie James, so we'll see. But like, I definitely think that she's definitely earned her flowers. Do you know what I mean? And I think just give her a nice chunky storyline. Like, come on, AMC. Like, you've done like Walking Dead and like Breaking Bad and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Have you not realised that you've got a demon? On your wage forever?
The demon.
The demon. Yeah.
She's got like 90% of the fans in the palm of her hand.
Yeah. Like, rumor has it that she paints Steph Delander's boyfriend's face.
Yeah.
While he's sleeping, he just wakes up and he's like, "What?" He's got this face paint on him.
Okay. Another thing to take away from this match is Ariana Grace stepping into a one-on-one or triple threat, or possibly even a 4 or 5-way contest when it comes to the Knockouts Championship title defense, because Ash By Elegance has a rematch clause. Yailing Lee has a rematch clause. Dan Luna is still due her World Championship match, and Jody Threat is the official #1 contender. So, are we going to get them one at a time, or are we going to get a full like 3-on-1, or a 3-way, then a 4-way, or a 5-way, or how is that going to go down? But Ariana Grace is clearly like this is going back to, in a way, to what Tom Hanlon was saying. She's had her sights set on the Knockouts titles so much, she's not thought about the competition that's ahead of her, and that alone is really interesting. So, that too was a great thing to take away from the Tessa Blanchard match too. Is the commentary in TNA is fantastic. They'll drop hints and minor details about anything else, and it gets you thinking too. Matthew Bray and Tom Hannafin are incredible.
I do like the commentary now. Like, it took a while to win me over, but it was like when they had the Elegance brand in there, and they're saying like, Heather is being known to be quite reckless.
Yeah,
I like that. I like the way that they doing little segues for the old talent names and stuff like that. But yeah, we're in good hands with the commentary.
Yes, I would love to see that Paul Matheson. Bring back Queen of the Mountain and make that for the Knockouts Championship.
Paul, you're on fire today.
Yeah.
All these comments, I'm just like, yes, let Paul just jump on.
Yeah, that would be brilliant if they could bring that in for I can't remember what the next event is called, or put it back to Rebellion.
No Surrender?
No Surrender's just gone.
Yeah, I need it.
If we put it on for like Rebellion, bring the Queen of the Mountain back and put all 5 knockouts into a match, so then no one has the upper hand over anyone, and Ariana Grace can strut the championship run for another month or so, just to piss everybody off even more. So that would be a really, really cool match. I'd be really willing to see if it can happen. But backstage, we see Seth Lander and Mance Warner are pissed off at AJ Francis. They're sugarcoating it, and they storm into his locker room, where Mance Warner then attacks AJ and is pulled out by security. So this is leading to a match now being booked next this Thursday. So, but this was brilliant. Seth Lander is just like, you know why I'm here. Just really in his face after, still not letting go that she was tricked under a table. that was just brilliant. And the Hardys are ready for the system. They say they're ready for the system, and then after being confronted, the Righteous suddenly come stamped to stand side by side, saying that we've got your back. And then they try to persuade the Hardys that everything at No Surrender, the myth, was a complete accident. And Jeff seems to pick up on it a bit more towards the end of the promo segment, saying, "Yeah, we'll just let it go. We'll team up with you guys and see where it goes from there and see what happens."
Yeah,
that was good. So it's still like distrust between everybody, but seeing as the Righteous just happened to be there again when the system were outnumbering the Hardys. It's like Jeff's just sort of playing it by ear. And
it's a hell of a rub for the Righteous, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, being pushed by the Hardys. Like, obviously, we've had Vincent around before, phenomenal wrestler. Yeah. Dutch, don't get me wrong, Dutch convinced me. Like, the boy can move.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's quite a tough cookie. I was like, wow, all right. I didn't really know what to expect. But it was quite impressive. And then just this whole kind of like camaraderie between them and stuff. I'm like, I do kind of hope that it sweetens it up. It's like we were saying earlier about there being too many heel factions. Maybe this is the one that kind of like fights the side for TNA. Do you know what I mean? Who knows? But we'll see.
And we then go back into the ring where Alana Black is in the ring bitching, blaming Mara Shade for her eliminations and stealing the spotlight from her since she's come to TNA. And after a brief trade of insults and back and forth, Shade just issues a challenge to Black. It's time to put up and shut up. Put up or shut up. Mic drop. End of promo. Really, really good. I loved the promo. This was brilliant. We got to see both characters really, really show who they are and really, 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 really show that they can put off with decent promo. And Mara Shade is a really, really impressive wrestler, as we've seen already. But
I won't lie, mate. I'm completely opposite end of the spectrum. I thought it was stale, and I was just like, "What even is this?" So, but no, I'd appreciate it. It's just like I just thought, nah, it was an unnecessary segment. You could have done that in 30 seconds backstage and then had a match instead.
Okay,
just my opinion.
Your opinion differs. That's the whole point of it. If we were both just yes men, then wouldn't be anything.
We would have been done 20 minutes ago.
If you hadn't have been here, we've probably been done 20 minutes ago. So I would have just run out of things to say.
Barry, that's a good question. Anyone know who the woman is in the Righteous entrance video?
Not a clue.
I mean, I don't know. That looks like one of those Reddit requests. Who's the woman in the video?
Yeah,
I'm not sure, man.
I think it's all just for the video. I don't think it's anything else. But if the Righteous do ever bring a woman into the faction, that would be interesting to see who they would bring in.
That is a hell of a 2 a.m. rabbit hole, though. Like that's the sort of thing I'm like, I can't get back to sleep, and I'll end up like typing that in. Give me a week, I'll find out.
Yeah. We then go on to what is without a doubt match of the night, match of the year for even Elijah versus Mustafa Ali in the Guitar Case Casket Match.
My God.
This was utter insanity from bell to bell. Once again, Mustafa Ali just did not fail to disappoint, taking some of the most insane spots and dealing out some of the most insane offense in the entire match. And Elijah was just on fire as well. Kudos to Tasha Silver for taking that guitar to the back too. That was just nasty.
Yeah.
Even with the system outnumbering Elijah, he convincingly fought back, and the way he did it was just brilliant too. This whole match if you haven't seen it, guys, I do suggest you go and check it out because it had me grinning ear to ear, start to finish, and I was so blown away by how what those two guys put themselves through. And it was just a
I won't lie, it's one of the
match.
first matches this year that's made me think, oh my god, I want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, like I'll skip through clips and stuff like that, but that I could
Yeah.
watch from bell to bell. It was insane. Like, I think, you know, I was having a rant the other week saying about how Elijah is just not really doing. I see he's not doing much. I'm just like, I prefer him as a heel.
Yeah.
I really do. But at the same time, I was just like, in that match, I was like, oh my god, there's the wrestler. I know he's been injured, but like, you know, there's the creative control. There's the wrestler. That's the outcome. Those are the spots. It was just, honestly, it was just insane. But like, thanks for it, mate. But you know, that was the dog. That wasn't me. But just the whole match was just incredible, and I'd love to see it again. But like, I fully agree with what you said. I definitely think that's an early contender for match of the year. I don't think we'll forget about that one too quick.
No, Elijah got to show he can go full blown beast mode
He's insanely big
as a face. His power level is absolutely incredible, but and his resilience is incredible too. But this match was just amazing, and that's of course where we this just once again. This just shows that TNA's gimmick matches never fail or rarely fail to disappoint. You know, we've had the Fish Market Street Fight match between the T3D and Kramer and Shark Boy. That was absolutely hilarious, but it was still one of those matches one of those matches you can watch again and again and never get bored. Anytime we've had one of the a fight at the Hardy compound, you can watch that again and again and never get bored. It's TNA just when they have a gimmick match and they do it right, they make it stick in your mind and make it really, really hard to forget. And this
I know we've got all this hype on, like, you know, like the youngest X Division champion, stuff like that. We never give the hype to King Maxwell for beating Spud.
No, I know that was just amazing.
Oh, bonkers! That's controversial. Ash needs to get her title back that she never lost. She deserves a shot.
Yeah.
But see, this is the thing. Could we have the system with all the gold, and then could we have the Elegance brand with all the knockout gold?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. What's that? Tag belts
and the knockout title.
Yeah. Is there a fourth one that we can stick on concierge?
Well,
Mr. Elegance, he could be like the international champion.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Just spinning away.
Yeah. Mr. Elegance, if he gets the international title,
Don't we see him this Thursday? Who's he fighting? Do we know?
You don't know yet. No, it's his. In fact, I think I touched on it earlier. It's his in-ring premiere, not necessarily a match. It's his premiere. So.
Do you know what? I hope that he gets his in-ring premiere, and you know he comes out in his big fluffy jacket, or whatever, and he's there talking away, and all of a sudden, boom, the lights go down. Maclin's music comes on. He comes down, kicks his head in, and then just tells us all the stuff that's on his mind. You know, proper color commentary.
We'll get that. That's not until the 5th of March. So that's next week. So this Thursday, however, we will be hearing from Steve Maclin. We then have the Hardys and the Righteous versus the System, Jada Stone versus Tasha Steelz, Ash By Elegance versus Mickie James. Although they'll be going face to face, but TNA on the TNA website is booked as a match as well.
Oh,
AJ Francis versus Mance Warner in a and Danny Luna versus Lei Ying Lee. And there's another one. God, this stacked a packed card down this Thursday, guys. Mike Santana and Leon Slater versus Ryan Nemeth and Nick Nemeth. So yeah, it's going to be a good one. Got 5 big matches, at least 5. Yeah, 5 or 6. Sorry, I'm just quickly counting up as I'm scrolling down with the mouse cursor. So 6. Yeah, 6 matches. We're in for a pretty stacked week this week.
Yeah.
You know,
Barry makes a good point. He thinks that Blanchard's faction would get all the gold. I mean, that would be quite a good like head to head if you had like
Definitely.
Elegance brand against Blanchard's team, like just
Yes.
and then like imagine if Ash by Elegance poaches Tessa. And
Yeah.
then she joins the Elegance brand as well. Just
Oh,
imagine how
yeah.
bitchy that would be. That'd be
Test
just
they'd
pure gold.
implode. They would implode. It'd be Clash of Vegas, and they would implode. But that would be a great way to break it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, like the thing is with this whole like Mario Sade thing against Ryan Nemeth, I'm like, right, put her against Lena Black now. Now put him against Tessa.
Yeah.
I just want to see him get his ass kicked, like really bad, really really bad. But never mind.
Anyhow, with all that out the way, that is all we have time for on this. Like I said, we're really late on news, to say the least. And there's not much else to talk about now. That's all we've done. So that's all we have time for this week. If you want to show your support for the TNI UK team, please feel free to drop a super sticker or give the TNI YouTube channel a like. And or you can head over to bbdwear.co.uk for TNI UK merch, or head over to Spreadshirts for TNI merch as well.
Yeah.
All TNI
t-shirts.
Yeah. All TNI shows for you listen on the go fans are available as audio on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to your favorite shows. Where can we find you on the socials, Craig?
Crime Watch. No. Crime and Order. Nah, yeah, I'm basically, if you're watching on that blue thing there, LimpStar UK, I'm on like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm LimpStar on SoundCloud if you want to melt your brain to some of the music that I've done. I'm meant to do 20 mixes. I've done 9, which is like I was meant to do 20 in the space of a year, but last year was challenging, but for the right reasons. But yeah, I'm everywhere, and I'm Network Stooge, which you can't see. It's not showing this week. I'm
I don't know
Network
what the hell's
Stooge
up
on
with it this week.
no, I'm Network Stooge on X. And yeah, just tag me in, or just like if you want to chat about TNA or whatever, then just like pop us a line or something. I'm always online.
And you can find you can step into the void if you wish to. By jumping onto look for at JoeKer Empty Space on Twitter, or jump onto Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. Look for hashtag Empty Space, hashtag Into the Void, hashtag Daily Giggle, or if you fancy to take a taste with sense of humor, I did hashtag Learn to Laugh Again. I'll get the algorithm right again, but I can't be asked this week. I fucked it up already. So, but approach an open mind, and you just might keep your sanity.
Sanity. It's so weird not doing it with Jason. God damn it.
With that said, please, you can also follow the Bison at Bison by Design on TikTok, or check out his stuff at bbdwear.co.uk or bbdwear.com.
Yes.
And you can, as Craig said, you can follow him on TikTok as well. Please feel free to help us be up the rankings by giving us a thumbs up on YouTube. If you liked what you heard, or at least coach, then please consider hitting that subscribe button by giving us a tickle, a squeeze, or a smash to never miss any of the TNA US and UK teams content. Yep. Of course, you can join the US team tomorrow, as well for a live TNA watch along and TNA Impact review. With all that being said, I have been stumbling across the place like a mad lunatic, headless chicken, the JoeKer.
Yep, you smashed it. Round of applause.
He has been LimpStar UK. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week. Much love to the TNA.
See you later, guys. Bye.